Hi everyone, I'm Jim and welcome to the review of the Cadaverous Retaliation Agenda, the 9th studio album by the metal band The Project Hate 1999. Today we're celebrating the 10th anniversary of the record, so I decided to go back and see if it still holds up or not. I found this band by accident back in 2013 on YouTube and I've been their fan ever since. This project is led by Lord Phillipson. He does all the guitars, bass, programs, the stuff. He's the mastermind basically. We also have Jörgen Sandstrom, I don't know how to pronounce this stuff, sorry. He's the vocalist. The only record he was absent from was the first one, but not the first released one, because the first album by this project wasn't released, it was scrapped, but later it was released in 2005 digitally and later re-released and remastered by Dan Swano, you know, the guy from Edge of Sanity, Pandemonium, stuff like that. With this project there's a tradition that every album has a female vocalist. On this one we have Ruby Rogue, it's the second release with her. Also we have Dirk on the drums, he later joined officially, and Peter Dolving, that's the Haunted vocalist, you know, the first one. I loved his vocals. He's present here, but not that much. Also we have Danny Tanker providing some guitar work. He's from the band Alkaloid, or however you pronounce it, I love those guys. When it comes to the production, this record sounds tight, it's very clean yet heavy at the same time, it's mixed well, the message is diverse, it's mostly anti-religious stuff, they really hate Christianity here. Structure-wise, this album is mostly progressive. We have two types of songs here. The symphonic interludes, which have basic structure, and then the real tracks, you know, the metal ones, which are over 10 minutes long, and these are progressive journeys with lots of segments and changes. Musically, if you check some internet sites, they will say this band plays industrial death metal. I don't agree with this statement. Songs are mostly progressive and they have lots of symphonic elements. I would call this a mix of symphonic, industrial, progressive death metal. So there's more to it than they say online. The album starts with a symphonic intro. I am not a big fan of it. It's fine, but I wouldn't replay it. These days I just skip it. 6 out of 10. I Feed You the Flesh of Your Poisonous Christ is the first real song on this record. I love the instrumental work here. Everything just works. The drummer is phenomenal. The bass work, legendary. I love how much bass is presented on this album. The guitar work, flawless. The vocals by Sandstorm are amazing, I love his growls. But Ruby's vocals are not my cup of tea. I love this band because of the first albums, because there was a different female singer there. I think she was called Mia Stahl or something. Mia was amazing. Her vocals, beautiful, emotional, I just loved them. Ruby is not Mia. She has that classical, power metal, symphonic metal type of voice. You know, bands like Epica, After Forever, stuff like that. This is not something I like to listen to. So whenever she's singing on this song in particular, I'm just like, please go away. What I like about this project is the fact that later they would start releasing an albums in two forms, with vocals and without them. So if you don't like some of the clean vocals, you can just listen to the instrumental version. Here this doesn't exist, at least not to my knowledge. Maybe there is an instrumental version of this album, but I have never heard it or seen it. My favorite part of this song is the atmosphere because it reminds me of those old school video games like Serious Sam, Quake, stuff like that. For some reason it takes me back to those times, especially because of the symphonic elements. 9 out of 10. Again, we have another interlude. This one, I don't like it, I would just skip it altogether. 5 out of 10. We watch in silence as the earth turns to blood. Another cool song, and as usual I don't enjoy the female's vocals here, but I do enjoy the guitar solos on this track. They are great, I love it. 8 out of 10. The third intro here has that electronic vibe to it, but not in a good way. This is not the Prodigy, this is some bullshit. 4 out of 10. Conquering the Throne of the Cadaverous is my third favorite song on this record. I just love the instrumental work especially, but those changes are just great. The first part of the track, astonishing, the guitar solos, the vocals, everything. Even some of the female vocals on this song are beautiful. Astonishing atmosphere, great track, 9 out of 10. Yet again, another interlude. I am already tired of saying another interlude. I would remove it from the album. 5 out of 10. The Great Retaliation is Upon Them is my favorite song on this record. I love its dark and sinister atmosphere. The riffs are just amazing here. How they change, those deep vocals, those growls are just wow, wow. This is the highlight of this album. I recommend this song for you to check out if you're not sure, if you want to hear the entire album. I hope this will make you want to check it out. Amazing song. The only flaw, as usual, is the female vocalist. Yeah, 9 out of 10. And now we have an intro which has some sample from a movie or some shit. I don't like this thing at all. Why is it here? Remove it. 4 out of 10. Carving out the tongues which speak of salvation. What's surprising to me about this song is the fact that I'm enjoying some of the female vocals here. The instrumental work is just not on the same level as on the previous songs. Still, I think it's amazing. 8 out of 10. And we have finally the last intro to this album, and this one is actually great. It's symphonic, it builds the atmosphere, it makes you want to check out the next song. I would keep this one. 7 out of 10. The final track, Welcome the Judas Agenda. I am astonished by how weak this song sounds. It's an instrumental, lots of changes in the structure, but the riffs aren't that good, to be honest. I wish there were some vocals here even, so I wouldn't be bored. Some of the segments here are really great and some are not. Overall, I think it's a good song. But it's a shock to me that it's not on the same level as the rest of the metal tracks here. 7 out of 10. To sum it all up, the consistency is various and the flow is disrupted. Replayability? Yeah, it's a great album, but it has some flaws. The first flaw are the interludes. Why so many? Some of them just don't work. The only one I actually enjoy is the last one. If it were up to me, I would just skip 2 interludes. The first one and the last one. To me, it kinda disrupts the flow of the record if we have so many interludes. Next problem are the female vocals. Some of them were really beautiful, but most of them are just not my cup of tea. This thing would work in a power metal album. This is not power metal. Everything else, on the other hand, was flawless, except that final song, which had some problems with the instrumental work. It wasn't on par with the rest of the record. If this album was released instrumentally, just the heavy metal tracks, I guess I would give it an excellent score, so celebrate the anniversary by spinning this record today with me. It deserves some attention. That's all from me. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in my other reviews. Bye!